Hi, this is Mr. Case, and this is 6.2a. 6.2a. We're continuing to talk about the Roman Empire. We saw last time that Rome was built on 7 rolling hills, founded by Etruscans, wandering Greeks, Latins, and it begins to grow right by the Tiber River. The fact that it is very fertile land helps really bring people together. Okay, the Roman Empire. Rapid growth, it should be growth, brought need for reform. Rapid growth brings need for reform. We talked last time about the Punic Wars and how Carthage was destroyed by Rome. And as the war is over, slaves come pouring into the Punic, or in from the Punic Wars, to Rome. It made up roughly a third of the population. 50,000 slaves come into Rome. We see farmers losing their farmland as they served in the war. They were away. They weren't farming, so they couldn't pay off their debts. They're forced to sell out to their wealthy neighbors who were landowners, and quite often they ended up working for these landowners on land that was formerly theirs, and they became very angry. The wealthy grew wealthier, and the poor grew angrier. So you started to see a gap between the wealthy and the poor. The wealthy and the poor. And the wealthy flaunted their riches. They flaunted their wealth. It really wasn't good. It was enough to make Zeus angry.
I am Zeus. Fear me. Do what I say, I will send lightning bolts to fry your oily hide. Now do it. Out!
Well, the Republic is going to collapse. There is a civil war. Now, a civil war is nothing more than conflict between people of the same country. Generals with supporters fought for control. You have Romans versus Romans. And out of the civil war comes some peace. It comes in the form of a triumvirate. A triumvirate. That means a group of 3 rulers. Tri meaning 3. And who were these rulers? Well, a young, handsome, charismatic general by the name of Julius, Crassus, and another general by the name of Pompey. They're going to share the rule. But what we begin to understand is Julius is hungry for power, and he wants to wrestle power from his friends. Now, he is consul, which is kind of like a president. Then he becomes a combat veteran. He leads troops in Gaul against smaller ankle-biter tribes in ancient France or Gaul, and his men love him. His buddy Pompey becomes jealous of Julius's popularity. He was instructed to come home, leave his troops across the river, but come home. What they were going to do is assassinate him. Julius knew better. He brought his army with him. He crossed the Rubicon River. In doing so, with his troops, that was an act of war, an act of civil war. And Julius is no dummy. He's not going to be without his men, and there's going to be a fight, and Pompey is defeated. Eventually, Julius becomes absolute ruler, one who has total power. Why? Why do they name him absolute ruler or dictator? It's because he's so popular with his troops, with the people. He's handsome, he's charismatic, people love him. The Senate now, the lawmaking body of the Republic, becomes alarmed at his power and his popularity, and fearing that he's going to become dictator as he becomes dictator for life, they're going to be angry because, well, there's no room for them anymore. They make the laws, not him. Well, he's murdered on March 15th, 44 BC by some senators. Among those is his best friend, Marcus Brutus, and Gaius Cassius. They murder him in the Forum. They stab him. With that, now you have civil war again. It erupts following his death. Julius's son, Octavian, is going to take power with two other men. There's the second triumvirate, Lepidus and Mark Antony. Octavian, his adopted son, as I said, they rule for about 10 years. Then Octavian, just like his adopted dad, Julius, wants power for himself. So he forces this elderly politician, Lepidus, to retire. And he stirs up trouble in the Senate by saying Mark Antony and his girlfriend, Cleopatra of the Nile, are plotting to overthrow Rome. So they send an invasion force down to Egypt and they destroy Mark Antony and Cleopatra's forces. They both commit suicide, and now Octavian is the lone ruler. He takes the title of Augustus, or Exalted One. Octavian is also Augustus. August means exalted. So, by the way, this is where we get some of our months of the calendar. July for Julius, August for Augustus, and then later on October for Octavian. Well, we're going to see how the empire continues to rule as the Republic falls. It's going to be ruled by Caesars. I guess we have one final word from Zeus.
Yo, this is Zeus again. I was just kidding. No harm, no foul. Have a good day. Bye-bye.